if you actually want to be a stripper, you can be a stripper with principle.
Stripper with
Yes.
principle. Okay,
And
I'm hearing that for the first time.
No, principle.
Past.
I don't know about
Is
your
the present.
Christianity. I don't know about your Christianity something. We are sleeping on the same bed before get by. I need to know these things, I beg. You
Wow.
can't start giving me generator sound on the bed.
Your pastor
I
must not
beg.
hear this.
Okay,
I grew up.
let me add another wrinkle to it. What if you
Okay.
know for a fact that this lady, the last time she had an abortion, or they took out her womb, she was not going to be able to give birth, and she did not come
Whoa.
clean with this brother, this your brother. Are you still going to keep quiet about?
Nah,
No, I'm not.
Nah,
No, I'm not.
that's a deal breaker.
No, I'm not.
That's a deal
No.
breaker.
That was why I said.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Street Jams Podcast. We are back again. We decided to do a refresh and reload this year, and this time around, and we're switching to video recordings. So joining me today is a regular face, Dayo Olamide, and a new person on our podcast, Bunmi Sazirela.
Hello, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So today we're going to be talking on a particular issue that I came across online recently. It kind of made me start to think about marriage, relationships, and so on. And the tweet read, "Don't lose a good woman because of her past." And then the first thing that came to my mind is, okay, does her past matter? And I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to be biased. That why is it our past? Every men too have past now. So, but the unfortunately, the world we live in is not a balanced world. So obviously, people often take the past of a woman as a big deal than even a man that has done crazy things. And that is why we decided that, okay, let's look at that question. Because women are always under scrutiny. Does our past matter? Dio, what do you think?
I mean, I'm this kind of guy that likes finding balance in everything. You understand? So, for me, it matters and it doesn't matter. It matters in the sense that, as a man, there are some things that you will hear about your spouse or about your partner in the past that will break you as a man. But and also there are also some things that you don't need to know. It's in the past, it's in the past. Let's focus on the future. What is the future bringing? How are you in person now? Are you still that same person that you were back a long time ago? So these are the things that matters for me. I believe in the future, in the present and future, than past. So that's just for me for now.
Okay, so you never
No, okay. When he was saying that it matters and everything, I was thinking it was going to come about by saying that, okay, maybe if our past is going to affect the home, if our past is going to, because really we are product of our past, and whether positive or negative, our past would shaping us to be something we want. So it is dependent on the lesson that you take from it, right? um for me, I'm not going to come and say a part doesn't matter. No, excuse me, a part does matter, but again, it doesn't matter. It does matter when it's going to affect the home. It does matter when it's going to affect the children in a negative way. But if you are saying that, for instance, let's say for instance, I was once a prostitute, then I stopped being a prostitute, then I got married and everything. You don't know the reason why I was a prostitute. You were not wearing my shoe, so you should not come in to come and judge me and say this is okay, Yoruba slang now. Always, once a prostitute, always a prostitute. It doesn't matter. What matters is what brought me into prostitution in the first place. What lesson did I learn from it? And
but the problem is that everybody has a story to tell about, almost like a justification for what their past is. So does that mean that the moment, okay, for instance, the standard story you hear when somebody's talking about doing broken home, they were poor, they were this. But then, does that mean that everybody that has a story, a backstory, or a sub story to tell, they should be given free access to say, okay, everything you've done in your past should not count? You can just get away with it.
I am not saying that. I'm not saying that every lady should get away with every past, but I am saying that there are some unique stories among these ladies that is going to stand
Mm.
out for you to know that okay, this is
The
actually
way
why she
Dayo is
did what she
smiling,
did.
the way
Now,
Dayo is
No,
I'm,
no, no,
I'm,
smiling.
really,
I'm trying to
really,
understand.
really,
I'm trying
really.
to understand what she's
Okay,
saying.
okay. We have,
That's
we
all.
have,
I'm
we
trying
have,
to understand.
we have heard about strippers that did not want to go into prostitution, but what they know in the city of Lagos to actually get fast cash, to actually send themselves to school, their siblings to school, is actually to strip.
Mm.
Then, if you actually want to be a stripper, you can be a stripper with principle.
Stripper with
Yes.
principle. Okay, I'm hearing that for the first time.
No. Principle here means that principle here is that I'm just stripping. When I'm on the pole, I'm on the pole. If I'm out of the pole, I don't have business with you, and I'm
Yeah, but
getting my
then
money because
if if you
I'm actually rendering a service, and I'm done.
if you look at it
And you
from
think that's
morality
easy?
perspective, okay, Dayo, go on.
I don't think that's easy, by the way, because being in that kind of situation, I mean, situations like that are already tagged as in there are these kind of people that are there already. So you
Yeah.
should, when once you're deciding to go and work in that kind of place, you should be
My brother,
ready
you
to
never
do
see clean
anything
babe
that comes with
before.
it.
You never see clean babe before. See, you know see if there was opportunity for us to do this research, you would hear stories coming from all these people.
Mm.
Let us drop aside strippers, let us drop about as in any kind of past. You would
Mm.
hear stories. But my story and my past doesn't define who I am today. It is just a factor that probably shaping me to be who I am now. But that doesn't mean that you
Oh,
have to have
okay.
my story. And
Okay,
I'm this kind
okay.
of person that
Do you mind I come
I'm this
from
kind
this
of person.
angle?
I'm this kind of
Yeah.
person that I own up to my mistake. I'll tell you that Bas, I don't do one before. But that doesn't mean that you're going to use it to actually define who I am. So you take the lesson that you're learning from my story and you actually leave it
Mm.
and go. That's my
Okay, let,
question.
let me take it from this angle. I want to bring it from this angle.
Okay.
Let's assume peradventure
Mm,
there's this nude or something.
mm,
That
Permit me
is
to use
online.
that word. That's online. Okay.
mm,
The husband didn't know before getting
mm,
married to the lady. Then
okay.
after everything, the husband then found out about this online.
Mm.
You can imagine the kind of impression it will give to that person.
I
The
just love
internet
this.
never
I just
forgets
love this
stuff like
example
this.
that you brought. Okay. Side journey, yeah. We actually saw a video of Tiwa coming out. And
Mhm.
Tiwa is a mother. She's also a celeb. Did you see
Okay.
the next song that she came? She brought out Lefi Sex Tape Baye Me Man. That was
Wait,
my
wait,
part.
but wait.
Okay, so you're
I
saying
did
these
not
things
mean
I
it.
think
so you're saying these things
no,
happened on the norms, we should brush it aside.
but I feel like when we're talking about issues like this,
Yeah.
celebrities are living on a different set of rules.
I'm telling you.
Mm,
I'm not saying they should be, but okay, for instance, someone like Tiwa Savage, at the point in her life when that video came out, she was not
mm-hmm.
looking for a husband.
No, she
She
wasn't.
she knows she knows send anybody. But
No, but
imagine a
that
lady.
kind of a thing
Yeah.
can actually tarnish something that she has actually built.
Hmm.
You
I
understand? She
think
can.
I think there was a time that we had an episode about some of the things that these celebs do and the fact that
Mm,
Nigerian society these days we don't really care anymore. You just say okay,
mm.
they'll talk about it now. Soon after they won't talk about it
I mean,
again.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
But
There's always something new
again,
by the day.
new, yeah.
yes, that
But you
is
know, for
true.
regular people, when you're talking about maybe a young 200 level Unilag student who has had to
Yeah,
do this and do that. She's not a celeb.
Mhm.
She's not probably not even from a rich family, and now she wants to get married.
and this
Imagine
thing comes up
exactly. And you talk about okay, our past shouldn't matter because maybe the circumstances that led to
and
her doing
change.
those things ahead have changed. But what happens when those things now come back? We've seen cases where okay, I think I watched one video one time that the husband found out about the wife's past on the day of the wedding.
Imagine.
Now, the shock on that day, do you think it will be easy for the man to say, no, it's fine? Let's just say I do. We'll figure it out later.
Okay. Okay. What I said earlier, I just thought about it now, and I said, okay, can that thing play in our Nigerian setting? No, it cannot
Mhm.
play because, like you said, the average Nigerian lady, right? Because our culture would always come into play. Even if the guy
Mm.
says I'm accepting it, maybe the family of the guy might not accept it.
Yes.
But there again, But there again, my past is my past. My past remains my past, and I still insist that as long as it's not affecting you negatively, as long as it is not going to okay. While side journey, right? I think I was while growing up, I can never forget this instance. And there was this couple that came to my church, and they were trying to do marriage counseling, and the venerable then asked them asked the lady, what do you think the man can do that will make you say I am done? And the lady was thinking about it. And they asked the guy, what do you think the lady can do to that? And they were thinking about it. And the man said, for you to even think about it, there's a problem. Because you saying I do means that I am accepting your past, I am accepting your present, and we are going to forge ahead for the
But then,
future.
okay, but then the clause where what I will bring up in this case in response to what you're saying is
Mm.
it's okay to do or accept a past that you know about, right?
True that. Mm-hmm.
But what if it's a case where
Something that
the
you
other
don't
part,
know about.
yeah, the
And
other
that's the
partner
thing
was
now.
not transparent with their past because
That's the
to
thing now.
them they've concluded that since my past don't matter, I don't need to tell you
Mm.
about it. How do you deal with
Okay.
that?
Okay, no, I am not advocating for ladies to actually be secretive. I am
Mm.
standing from the point of I am going to tell you my past, so
Okay,
that
so
my
now
past is
you
not going to
decide
come back.
if you want to
Yes.
move on with.
So yeah,
Mm.
so my past is not going to come out to haunt us. Then you are going to decide before entering into the marriage, into the relationship, if you can accept it. And you know that we are not in the Western world where we actually overlook a lot of things when it comes to marriage. And I think I'm actually learning this now, that you don't think about the man alone. You think about the family of the man. If they are going to accept
Exactly.
you, you are going
Exactly.
to like there are a lot of things that a lady has to sit down to think about,
That's true.
because as in a lot, and the guy too have to think about that same thing too.
Mm.
I okay, is this family, am I going into this family? I know of a guy that was recently downsized, and he went to go and meet the fiance and said, babe, I need money, I need you to borrow me money, I'm going to sign IOU because I want to buy a car, I want to start a bold business. And the lady said, sorry, in my house, my father's money is our money, my mother's money is our money, so I cannot. So sorry, I cannot borrow you money. And the guy
I
came
think
to me
that's the
with nice
topic of
let
our. You probably be the topic of our next conversation.
and the guy came to me and I said, oh, she has already told you, so you already know what you're entering into. So ask yourself, can
Mm.
you forge ahead? 20 years down the line, can you still accept this woman like this? Because she's
Yeah,
already straight with you. So I
about
am I am I am more about the let's talk about it. Let's
okay
communicate about it.
openness
I
from
am
the
not
beginning.
openness from the beginning. Let's communicate. What kind of
Okay,
relationship are we having? What kind of past do you have? And
but
if you accept
do
it,
you know
then we
that
move.
one thing that I noticed when we talk about topics like this, most people often think about it in terms of okay, men being the ones to make the decision about whether they want to overlook the girl's past or not. But you know that there are situations where you find, for instance, let me use an example. Maybe two girls were roommates in college, in
Mm-hmm.
university, and
Mm-hmm.
let's girl A and girl B. So girl
Mm-hmm.
A, she had this lifestyle. Everybody in the room knows her. Every night she's
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know how many times she has, let's say, maybe done abortion.
Mm-hmm.
All the roommates know the gist. It's not secret. And then 5 years down the line, you want to marry my brother.
Imagine. See that
You know,
plot twist.
at the end of the day, even if the brother is trying to accept this past to say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I forgive you, because
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, the sister would
the
not.
sister, exactly, you see where
My
the sister
son
will
has
come.
said.
The
Exactly.
sister would
Although
not.
you say that she doesn't have a say in this thing, but she'll probably
What
be the
what that you
problem.
say she don't get say? She has. That was why I was saying earlier that it goes beyond the man and the woman. It goes down deep into family, the siblings, the parents, their character, their
But do
behavior,
you think
their
their role should
culture.
count when it comes to marriage in this
Ah.
kind of situation? Dayo, do you think as a man you would take if you feel like you're at peace with the decision you're about to make with a woman, do you think your sister's opinion or your mom's opinion will change anything in this kind of situation?
I think it matters and it doesn't matter. It matters in the sense that they know what they are saying. They know what is prompting them to make that decision for you. Maybe they are saying something that you cannot see. But it now depends on your own capability by yourself to now sit down and weigh your options. Weigh your options by also considering the fact that they are not in the relationship, you are in the relationship. They are saying things from afar, you are saying things inside the relationship, and you know your person personally. But you just have to weigh your options. These things are there's something I used to say. I used to say there's no rule to life. Even if you go by the rules, you might fall behind. Even if you some people that don't even go by the rules might end up being with a partner that will give them the long lasting relationship. You understand? So it's just by weighing your options, and at the end of the day, you now decide by yourself that I'm going into this thing and I will bear the full consequence of whatever I do. And you can also say, okay, fine, I'll listen to my parents and go by them. You understand? So it's just by doing what actually works best for you. That's just it.
Okay, so Bunmi, if you are in a situation where, like the scenario I just created now, and you know this lady, you know the antics that everything she did in school, and you have like, it's not a matter of maybe someone told you were there. In fact, maybe sometimes if you are the one that helped her out with one thing or the other, and then down the line, your own brother gonna wants to marry, and I say, that your friend. Let's even say they have not even talk to each other yet. Your brother just came to you and said, "That your friend. Can I know her?" What would be your reaction knowing this?
Honestly, honestly, I am I am going to be reserved. I would observe what is going on before saying one or two about it. I have
I think
learned.
that's easy.
No. Chill, chill, chill,
You
chill,
think
chill.
that's easy?
I have actually learned a bitter lesson. Recently, I have okay. I went to go and serve. That was 2014, 2015, and I met a guy, and I we actually lived in all this. Okay, we actually lived somewhere together. Like we rented the place and we stayed for a while and everything. Like group of guys and ladies trying to sort out things and like that. And I know what this guy went through. I know all the plus one, plus two, guys that were eating ladies for breakfast and everything. Another one in the morning, another one in the afternoon, another one in the night. And this is 2024. We later reconnected 2023, and this guy has changed. This guy is loving. This guy is putting his wife first. This guy is actually telling his wife, like someone actually asked them the guy out. The guy came home to tell the wife that, babe, take care of me well. Oh. Somebody is shaking me and everything. And I'm like, oh, if I had, voiced out and said, I know your guy before now. We served together now. This happened to this guy before now. This
Yeah.
happened to this guy before. I am going to actually, I don't know her state of mind. So I'm actually influenced her decision in some things. So I am happy I
True.
did not.
I might have blocked a beautiful marriage.
Exactly.
So I am happy I did not. I am looking at a beautiful marriage and I'm praying like, God, my own has to be like this.
So in
So
that kind
that
of
is,
situation, you'd want to. Okay, so are you saying that categorically that you keep your mouth shut about the situation,
yes,
or
I will. I
okay,
will.
okay?
I
Let
grew
me
up.
let me add another wrinkle to it. What if you
Okay.
know for a fact that, oh, this lady, the last time
Mm,
she had an abortion, or they took out her womb,
mm.
she was not going to be able to give birth, and she did not come
Whoa.
clean with this brother, this your
Whoa.
brother. Are
That's
you still
that's
going to
that's
keep quiet about?
No, I'm
nah
not.
nah.
No, I'm not.
That's a deal
No,
breaker.
I'm
That's
not.
a deal
No, no, no,
breaker
no.
to
That
me.
is that was why I said, when I started, I said, is it going to affect the family? I started like
Hmm.
that. So I am not. I am not. And she would have said something now. Ah, okay.
She should, right? She
Why am
should
I
have
why am
said
I why am
something.
I
You
why
mean?
am I, why am I trying to bring about instances? There's there's this actress too that came about when I watched her series, when she was talking about her not being able to give birth. Like the doctor have told her that you cannot give birth. I don't know about the story. I don't know the complication. I cried. But the point about it is she was straight about it. And she was it was when she came out to actually talk about her story, it was actually encouraging. And the guy was behind her 24/7, even up until now. So those story can be see, Yoruba go say the man wey born na pikin go bury. The man wey no born na pikin
I
go
still
bury.
picking go bury, I'm
And in
sure.
situation and in this society, a woman that is barren for 50 years, you will not know why, because her sister's children are with her, and they're already calling her mommy this, mommy that. Except if you are close to the family, that's where you will know. You can talk
Know the
about this thing.
difference.
We are able,
Yeah.
we
So,
even
but
have a
I
lot
guess
of
the clause in this kind of situation is that there must be openness about the whole thing.
yes,
Openness, that's just
Give
it,
the
yes,
person
guys.
a chance to
yes.
decide if they want to be able to cope
If the
with
guy
that thing
wants to
or
enter
not.
into it, yes. And there are a
Exactly.
lot of single ladies that are coming out to say, I don't want to marry, I don't want to give birth, I don't want to. So you can look for surrogacy now. I'll be surrogate, yeah.
Yeah, because some instances it's not just about not being able to have a child. Some situations it might be a person that has a disease that decided to keep it, or it might even be some. There are people that maybe they just happen to have things that were even beyond their control. There are people that were sexually molested growing up,
Sure.
or
And they have
one
and
thing or
they
two
still
happened
deal
to
with the
them.
trauma.
That was why
Yeah.
that was why I started with, you don't know my story. You don't know the shoe
Mm,
I wear. You know.
Mm.
mm,
So those are my those might be like issues that actually prompted them to go wayward. Then somebody
mm.
somewhere now spoke to them, so they came back.
Back,
You
yeah.
know, so there are some specific unique stories that you would hear and you say,
Yeah.
okay, our past really doesn't matter.
Okay, so I guess what we can deduce from all this is it's whether the past would matter or not. It is the individual that will decide, the person going
Exactly.
into it,
So
and
Like
they
openness
must
is
be,
key.
yeah,
Sincerity and
yeah,
openness, yeah.
they must be given the chance to decide that okay, I
Yeah.
want to really go into this.
Anything
but
can
seriously,
happen.
but seriously, we don't know. That is why everybody has to be open in their relationship. You don't know that
Mm.
little thing that your spouse need to know about. Maybe your bad habits.
So
I snore like this. I behave like this. I do
some
like
people is their
this.
body
That somebody would
count.
want to use against
They
you.
will not be honest about it.
You know.
Mm,
There's that.
mm.
There's that. There's that
So
And some people it is all delay. They'll tell you.
ah, that is another topic entirely. See that one, we are coming to come and flog the guys in Nigeria because you would be wicked enough and you will say you love me, but you're hiding that fact that you have one oral, one custom and tradition in your house that I need to do. But you now marry me, finish. I will now be pregnant. I will not have a choice. I have a
They'll now say
choice.
you must walk in the evil forest for, with the baby here.
like different
You
practices,
know,
or more
I
different
have heard
Uh,
a
knowledge.
lot of stories. Is he go and eat lizard? Is he you need to sleep
Lizard.
somewhere for 7 days? Yes, sir.
uh,
They're going to use lizard to cook concoction for you to
mm,
eat. If you don't do that, you don't deliver safely. Like
Wow.
stories.
Wow.
and there will be guys that have this kind of traditions and customs in their family, and they'll still be leading the conversation about a past should matter.
Imagine.
When it's their
Imagine.
own present self is more dangerous than.
You know, that
Imagine.
was why I said that we need to talk about everything and nothing. Is it
Mm.
is even as bad as me? I have to study the guy to know your eating habits. Sorry, but really, because little thing at the end of it all, I can just our subconscious will just start to bring about that thing inside the marriage, and I'll not start picking it and say, and even eat like this, and I'm not
Yeah,
liking
every
living like
little
this.
thing counts
I'm not.
actually.
So we will now try to look for excuse to actually, or maybe it's the way she sleeps, or the way she actually prepare food, or the way she dress, or the way she. Those are the
Yeah.
things that I feel that we need to talk
I
about.
always wonder about something.
Mm.
like even it can be a current to you. Dayo, most times, it's not even most times, Christianity standard is, of course, you cannot sleep in the same bed with your partner
Mhm.
before you get married.
Mhm.
If you are somebody that cannot cope with someone that snores, how are you going to?
Oh, more like that one that you just mentioned now.
So
Forget
that
it,
one
bro.
is not even the past.
I don't know about
It's the
your
present.
Christianity. I don't know about your Christianity something. We are sleeping on the same bed before we get married. I need to know these things. I beg. You
Wow.
can't start
What?
giving me generator sound on the bed.
Your
I
pastor must not
beg.
hear this.
I beg.
Sleep together in the same on the same bed.
I
Mm.
don't. That's why I said what works for me doesn't work for. I'm not. I'm not like
True.
the deep spiritual kind of guy. So I still think there has to be some liberal part in all these things. I need to know my partner very well. What if I get married to her and maybe the next day after our wedding day she's now snoring, giving me all this generator sound and everything? I beg.
Love,
But
love,
but
love
can I
covers
give
everything. Love covers
No.
everything.
can I share bad news? Can I give you just a little bad news? That even
Yeah.
if I stay, even not I, even if you stay with a lady for 10 years, if she wants to pretend, she'll pretend. Same as the guy.
But you can't pretend snoring, no.
You
No, no,
can't.
no,
That
no.
is
That's gonna
Snoring,
that's
voluntary.
snoring,
gonna happen with your
snoring is small
subconscious. How can you
now. There
pretend
is
that?
medicine for snoring. There is something that I saw it somewhere that you put it on the nose to actually prevent the guy or something like that. There's medicine for snoring. There is even a lot more
Or maybe
than
she
that.
sleeps and puts her leg on the wall.
But I actually get our point. And besides, this thing,
No, uncle, bring gun and come and shoot my leg because I'm trying to flex.
do you
After
know? Do you
walking
know?
and I'm
Do you
tired,
know?
I want
I
to
actually do you
stretch
know?
it.
I get your point in the sense that
Mm.
even sometimes these things happens like maybe when the lady gives birth or something. As you grow older, these things come
Yeah,
around. So you
yeah,
understand?
Mm-hmm.
true.
Even
Mm-hmm.
there might be changes in the body, things that
Yeah.
you used to like before in
Mm-hmm.
the lady that has changed and stuff like that. So you just have to deal with. You have to deal with it like that. You have to like bear all
And
these
even as
things
a
with
guy
your.
itself, or whoever it is that you want to talk about, you can't deal with someone that snores. You might be lucky that nobody has told you you snore before. It's not because you don't snore, but there's
That's
nobody
true
has been in
because
the room with
you
you when
can
you're
never tell.
sleeping.
You
You
can
can't
never
tell.
tell.
That's true
You can
though.
never tell.
That's
So
true.
everything has to just be beyond the physical, beyond what you're seeing in the present. That's why I
Mm.
said these things like the past, they matter in the sense that it might be something that can affect your family in the future.
That's
Imagine
correct.
Mm.
imagine your kid going to school and maybe another kid gives you the phone, gives him the phone and say see your mommy or see something. You
Mm.
understand? And shares the mother in a very bad light. Imagine how the
Yeah,
child will feel. You understand
yeah,
situations like that, and it might also not affect in the sense that what if the lady is now a changed person? I
yeah.
mean, everybody has their
Mm-hmm.
past. We are imperfect humans, you understand?
Yeah.
We make mistakes most times of our lives. And there are some things that we did that we vow never to do again. You
Again,
understand? So
true.
life happens. You understand? Life happens. That's what I'm saying. I will only deal with the present and maybe what will happen in the future.
Future, true.
Yes.
Because of course, everybody has their own past. Even you that you are
Exactly.
judging
You
someone, you
understand?
probably have
Exactly.
something that you are not so proud of that you've done in the past. Yeah.
But things
Exactly.
are changing now. Don't worry. In case she has passed, just jackpot. New
That's
environment.
true.
New
That's
Near
true.
start.
environment, exactly.
Yes,
That's
Yeah,
now.
true.
I get. I think with that we're going to draw close to this episode so that we don't drag it far because I know that this topic particularly has a tendency to spiral into many different angles, and
Sure.
of course, we would always have the opportunity to revisit some of those talking points some other time. So, thank you guys for joining us, Bumi. Thank you for coming up. Sure,
Thank
it's
you for
probably
having me.
very late over there, and Dayo. I'm not going to thank you because you are a
It
regular.
was diplomatic. It was diplomatic in answering some question. I'm coming for it.
I'm a very diplomatic
We
person. Sorry, I'm a very diplomatic person.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. At least it's a bit different from what you are used to with us. And this is how it's going to be now. You'll be able to see our faces and you have to deal with what we look like. And
I
so
beg.
ah,
make sure you
baby girl for
subscribe,
life.
you like, you share, and continue to join us in our episodes. I remain your boy, Adeboy. Till next time.